Hi everyone, welcome to EDCI 339. Today I will give you my mini online lecture on beginner level of saxophone. There are 6 parts in this course. The first one, I will introduce the history of saxophone. Then I will let you know the type of saxophone, learning how the saxophone work, parts name of saxophone, instruction on how to play score. And the last part is I will introduce female saxophone player and song. The saxophone is a relative newcomer to the orchestra, having only just arrived in the last 115 years. It was developed by the man for whom the instrument is named Antoine Joseph Sax. The patent for the saxophone is showing in the register for March 1846. However, the woodwind instrument was a project that Adolphe began many years before while toiling in his father's musical instruments shop. His father, Charles Sax, was an instrument maker who gave Adolphe excellent instruction in building instruments and the freedom to experiment with his own designs in this shop. On next page, we're gonna talking about different types of saxophone. And there are 4 types of saxophone, which is tenor saxophone, alto saxophone, soprano saxophone, and baritone saxophone. The first one is tenor saxophone, which is widely played in rock and jazz music. The tenor saxophone is a relatively large instrument with a large mouthpiece and long roots and tone holes. The second one is alto saxophone. The alto saxophone is generally regarded as the saxophone for beginning students. The alto saxophone is medium in size, which makes it easy to hold, especially for younger students. The smaller mouthpiece also help the beginning students master the instrument. The third one is soprano saxophone. Soprano saxophone may be curved or straight in shape, but is regarded as an instrument for experienced musicians and not for beginner students, like the tenor saxophone. The last one called baritone saxophone. Baritone saxophone plays in the key of E flat, and this is the largest of saxophone instruments. It has U shape. The very deep bass sound of the instrument is why it is used often in jazz solos. The other 3 main points are what I summarized about how to learn saxophone. The third one is you need to persist in long-term practice and increase standard of lung capacity, that you can make sure you know how to play saxophone. The second one is you need to read saxophone music book and practice chords and saxophone figuring. The last point is I think it's a really important point, which is you need to listen to some music saxophone and imitate them. And then I'm gonna explain to you how saxophone works. Even though saxophones are made of brass, saxophones are considered woodwind instruments. This is because of the way they sound and how they are played. A saxophone works in the same basic way that any horn-shaped instrument does. Something in the mouthpiece area vibrates and the sound is amplified by the resonance of the Hollywood instrument. On this page, the pictures show you some parts of saxophone and what their names are. From the top to the bottom, the first part called mouthpiece, and then as neck chord, lecture, neck, octave pin, neck score, and the party part includes keys, spatula keys, bell, keyguard, tone holes, and the boy. In this page, the picture shows how to play scores on saxophone. The picture shows the score on alto saxophone, which is the best choice for beginners. There are 6 main keys on saxophone. The black circle is the key that people need to press. The blank circle, you don't need to do anything. The tones on these pictures from left to right are C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And now I will introduce my favorite saxophone musician to you, who is Kenneth Bruce Golick, who born June 5, 1956. Better known by his stage name Kenny G, is an American saxophonist. His 1986 album Dual Tones brought him commercial success. Kenny G is the biggest selling instrumental musician of the modern era and one of the best-selling artists on all time, with global sales totaling more than 75 million records. Kenny G is my favorite saxophone musician. The reason why I started learning saxophone is because I learned his song by a chance, and I was totally impressed by it. And this song called Going Home, one of the most famous saxophone songs in the world. You must listen it. The saxophone he used in this video is soprano saxophone. This is a link I provide to you to listen this song, Going Home. This is a reference of our information in this PPT. After all, I hope you learned some information about saxophone and how to play saxophone basically. Saxophone is an interesting and internationally instrument. You can see some saxophone players in any concert. And I hope you can enjoy saxophone and playing the saxophone song. Thanks for watching.